Welcome to part 2 of your Vinyasa sequence. Today we're going to be breaking down mid-plank or Chaturanga Dandasana. We're going to continue to link our breath to our movement, and we're going to get a whole body workout. We're going to start today in tabletop position. So, coming into this shape, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and the hips over the knees. We're going to start with our toes tucked under and start creating movement by just shifting your hips back towards your heels and then taking the shoulders over the wrists. We want to make sure we're keeping the arms nice and straight and creating a little flexion through the wrists. So we want to take the shoulders past the wrists and then the hips back towards the heels. Move through that a couple more times, just feeling that energy in the arms and in the knees and in the hips. Good. Come back to a nice neutral position here. Flip the heels of your hands so your fingertips face towards the knees. Same thing. Start to shift your hips back towards your heels. As you do that, press through the heels of your hands and let your chin relax down between your arms. Good. Come back to your center, flipping the hands forward and pausing here. From here, bring the tops of your feet to the mat. Start to look up with your gaze as you stretch the belly, open the front of the heart, coming into this cow face shape. And then as you exhale, start to gaze between the thighs, finding a cat round spine and strong shoulders. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. It doesn't have to be a huge movement. We're just warming up the spine here and scanning the body. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Coming to a nice neutral spine. Pull your right knee into your chest. Start to take a couple hip circles with this right leg. Moving right through the hip socket, taking some circles right through the right hip. Now start to press the right heel back as you extend your left fingertips forward, bringing the bicep by the ear. Push into your right hand. Point and flex the foot. Take some ankle circles in one direction and then the other. Good. Feeling that activation. Release your left hand, release the ball of the right foot to the mat and start to press through that right heel. Good. Release and come back to your center, tabletop position. Pull the left knee in and start to take those hip circles on your left. Keeping the arms strong, the gaze is soft. Keeping the breath fluid, just breathe as you breathe. And then flexing the foot, kick your heels straight back, start to reach your right fingertips forward, finding spinal balance. Pull the belly in, resist the mat with your left hand. And then release that right hand, release the ball of the left foot, press through the heel. Again, just scanning the body, noticing how you feel. Good. Come back to a nice neutral position. From here, I want you to walk your hands forward, keeping your hips over your knees. Come into puppy pose, so let your forehead relax. And we're working on activating our arms. So push into your hands as you let the forehead soften on the mat. Good. Coming back up, bringing your hands back underneath you. Start to lift your knees off of the mat and start to come into a downward facing dog with the knees bent. So checking out your hands, make sure the hands are in line with the shoulders. We want to find more activity through our index finger and the thumb mound. Pushing down and forward into the mat. Keeping the knees bent and reaching the heart towards the thighs. Good. If you feel okay here, you can start to straighten the legs, keeping the heels nice and light and buoyant. They don't need to be pressing into the ground yet. Keeping your hips up, stretching the backs of the legs. Start to come forward to a plank position. You may need to adjust your hands and feet a little. Good. Feeling that core turn on, shift the hips up and back. Now moving through that shoulder girdle, start to do that again. Shift shoulders over wrists, coming into that plank position, and then shift hips up and back. Good. 2 more with your breath. One more. Good. Shift into that down dog and then bend the knees. Step your feet towards the middle of your mat, coming into a forward fold here, and then interlacing the arms, coming into ragdoll. Let the head be heavy. You can keep the knees bent here. We don't want to feel any tension on the knees or in the knee joint. So if you feel tension, bend your knees. Let your neck relax. Just breathe. And then start to release your hands. Start to come into a halfway lift. So hands can come to the shins, finding a nice long spine here. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch. As you exhale, bring hands to heart, bowing your chin towards your chest. Moving through that again. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands through heart. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. This time, inhale, reach the arms up, bring your palms to touch. Take a side body stretch to the right. Coming back through center, take it over to the left. Good. Coming back through center, fold over the legs, forward fold. Good. Take a halfway lift, bringing the hands to the shins. And then plant your palms and step back to your plank position. Good. Pause here. From here, I want you to release your knees to the ground. So when it comes to chaturanga, we want to make sure that our shoulder stays in a neutral position and that our shoulders don't go past our elbows. We put ourselves at risk for injury when we do that. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders and shift forward. So when I shift forward on my knees, I allow my hips to kind of melt towards the floor, but I'm keeping my butt strong to protect my low back, okay? Belly pulls in, and then I'm going to keep my gaze up as I bring my shoulders in line with my elbows, activating those triceps, and then press right back up. This is not easy. It takes time to get Chaturanga Dandasana, so be patient with this. This activates the triceps a lot for us, so do that 2 more times. You want to think about pulling the elbows back behind you as you bring shoulders in line with the elbows, and then press right back up. This is always an option for you rather than being in your plank position. So try that 1 more time. Bring it down to the knees. Shift forward into the shoulders. Come down halfway, and now let that bring you all the way down to your belly. Pause. Hands don't move much. Use your back muscles. Inhale, a little cobra. Just lift the chest. Squeeze your glutes. Feel those back muscles activate. Exhale, release. Forehead towards the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Good. From here, coming back through a tabletop position. Tuck your toes underneath you. Send your hips high to the sky. Let's move through that again. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees and step towards the middle of your mat. Good. Take a halfway lift as you arrive. And exhale, stretch, pulling the belly in. Good. Take that halfway lift once again, pulling the belly in and up, and then coming up to a stand, reach up, palms touch once again, starting to connect the movement. Over to the right, we stretch. Coming back through center, over to the left. Good. Coming back through center. This time, bring the hands to the low back. Fingertips can point down. We're supporting in the backside. And then start to bend your knees ever so slightly. Start to push your hands into your hips and lift the chest, pulling the elbows down. Good. Straighten the legs and then fold over the legs, forward fold. Good. Take that halfway lift. Step back to your plank. Good. Once again, coming down to the knees. Shift forward, coming halfway down. Inhale, cobra pose. Here, start to lift the chest. Use the heels of the hands, pressing through the tops of the feet now, coming into upward facing dog. So thighs and chest come off the mat, using our hands to support, and then tuck the toes, pulling through the heart space, downward facing dog. Good, let's flow through that together 1 more time. Lift the heels. Bend the knees, look between the hands, step to the top or middle of your space. Take a halfway lift once you arrive. And stretch over the legs. Halfway lift. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Over to the right, we stretch. Coming back through center and over to the left. Good. Coming back through center, reach up. And this time we just fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Take that halfway lift and plant your palms. Step back to your plank. Coming down to the knees, come halfway. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog, or you can stay with cobra wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale and exhale. Just breathe. Good. Notice the difference. Good. From here, bend your knees. Step your feet towards the top of your space or the middle of your mat once again. We flow through that one last time. Take a halfway lift. Let that bring you up to stand. Palms touch. Start to connect the movement with your own breath over to the right. Through center, over to the left. Good. Coming through center, reach up, stretch up out of the waist, and exhale, fold over the legs. Head is the last to arrive. Take that halfway lift. Step back. Shoulders stay over the wrists. Good. Knees down first. Come halfway down. And then again, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Pause here. Adjust your hands and feet as needed. Coming back to this neutral position. Start to shift into your left foot. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. The toes will flex down. Start to bend the knee and pull the knee into the chest, taking the shoulders over the wrists once again. Good. Reach the right leg up. This time I want you to place your foot between your hands or use your hand to guide. Good. Bring your back knee down so that we're off the kneecap, and then interlace your hands on top of this right knee. We want to work on keeping our left glute strong to protect the hip flexor. Standing strong on this right leg and then using our hands to lift the chest, finding some lightness through the front side of the body. Good. Framing the foot with the hands once again. Pick up your back knee and then staying strong in this right leg. Start to rise back up, reaching the arms up now. High lunge. Good. Keeping that left arm forward, start to reach your right fingertips back. Palms are open. Finding that vertical twist. Keep the belly strong and your back heel up. Good. Let that open you up to warrior two. We start to build this flow. Back leg is strong. Right knee is pressing towards the pinky edge of the foot, and then settle the hands onto something solid. Good. Reach up instead of back, finding reverse warrior, and then windmill the arms and pick up your back heel. The whole body moves together, stepping back to your plank. Here we come into our vinyasa, coming halfway down, bringing the shoulders in line with the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to notice the difference in the right and the left side of the body. Take a breath and let it go. On your next inhale, reach the left leg up. Flex the foot and then pull the knee into the chest, activating the core. Good. Left leg reaches high. Again, knee pulls into the chest, shoulders over wrists. Good. Left leg reaches high. And then use that same energy to step through to your lunge. Back knee comes down. We're off the fleshy part of the knee, taking the hands and interlacing them on top of that left knee once again. Good. So pulling the belly in, lifting out of the way, stretching up. And then releasing the hands to the mat, framing that foot. Back knee comes up, both legs nice and strong. Inhale, reach up. Take that twist over to the left. And then this right hand is what brings you to warrior two. Connecting that movement and working into that transition. Good. Inhale, reach up. No weight in that back hand. And exhale, windmill the arms. Pop that right heel up as you step back. Again, knees first, coming halfway down. We're just building the strength to create the shape. Good. Pull back, downward facing dog, reset. So each time we'll build. Each time we're going to add a little more. The body starts to recognize it and the body starts to explore it. So take a breath and let it go. Bend your knees, step towards the middle of your space. Good. Remember, the transition is as important as the shape. Going in and out of the posture and controlling that movement. Take a halfway lift as you arrive. Good. Exhale, stretch. Beautiful. Take that halfway lift. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Palms touch. Press your palms together and then stretch to the right, out of the waist. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Coming back to center, fold over the legs. Take a halfway lift. Step back to your plank. Good. Coming down to the knees. Shift into the arms as you come halfway down, and then cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Good. Lift your heels. Reach your right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, knee pulls into the chest. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step through to that lunge. Back knee comes down. Take the hands on top of that knee. Use that for support. Pause here and stretch. Good. From here, you're going to frame the foot. This time, we're going to shift those hips back halfway. Flex your right toes. Push your right heel into the mat. And then shift back into that right foot. Back knee comes up. Inhale, rise up. Take that twist as you lunge a little deeper. Good. Open up, warrior two. Pause. Continuing to lunge into that right knee. Reach up instead of back. And then bring that right elbow to your right knee. Palm is up, and we're using that as leverage to stay safe in that left shoulder. Reach the left arm over. Good. Extending through the crown of the head. One long line of energy. And then we come back to reverse warrior. Reach up. Keep lunging into that right knee. And then the whole body moves together to transition. Pick up that left heel as you step back, coming down to the knees. Keeping the gaze forward. Good. Lift up, upward facing dog or cobra. Pull back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Check in. Notice where the breath is. Good. Left leg reaches high. Knee pulls into the chest. Good. Left leg reaches high. And step through lunge. Back knee comes down. Pause. So setting up the shape each time, take the hands on top of the knee first. Use that as support to lift the heart. Good. Shift back halfway here, using the hands again. Flex your left toes. And then shift back into that left foot. Pick up your back knee. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Good. Taking that vertical twist, the belly stays strong as you lunge deeper, and then let that right hand open you up, warrior two, gaze over the left. Good. Weight is light in that back hand as you reach up for reverse warrior, and then take that into extended side angle, left elbow to the left knee. Remember, load that left shoulder to protect, reach the right arm up and over. Palm is down. Pause here. Remember, one long line of energy through the crown of the head all the way through that back foot. And then find reverse warrior, staying strong in those legs. Come all the way down. The whole body moves together to make that transition smooth. Knees down first, and then come halfway down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pull back. Pause and breathe. Good. Bend your knees and step your feet towards your hands. This time I want you to come into ragdoll. So again, the knees can stay bent, but hook elbows or interlace your arms. Let your head be nice and heavy. Pull the belly in as you let the shoulders relax. Let the head relax. Let the neck relax. Just breathe. Feeling that heart rate, feeling that heat absorb. Release your hands to the mat. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Let that bring you up to stand as you reach up, palms touch. This time, bring your hands through heart center. Close the eyes and let that energy settle into the feet. Just breathing. Noticing that change and shift in the body every time. Good. Open the eyes. Release your hands down by your sides. Coming back to the flow. Reach up, palms touch. Take it over to the right. Over to the left. Good. Coming back to center. Reach up, lengthen, and exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back. Coming down to the knees first, coming halfway down with those shoulders. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pull back. Good. Lift your heels. Right leg reaches high. Pull the knee into the chest. Good. Right leg reaches high. And step through to that lunge once again. Good. Back knee comes down. Take those hands on top of the knee. Lift the heart. Soften the shoulders down the back. Good. Shift the hips back as you frame that leg with your hands. And then use that to shift forward. Back knee up. Right arms reach up. Good. Take that twist to the right. And then let that open you up, warrior two. Pause. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Right elbow to the right knee, left arm reaches over the ear. Good. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, take it down to the mat, making that transition. Coming down to the knees, come halfway down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pull back. Good. Left leg reaches high. Knee to chest. Continuing this movement, reach it up. And step through. Good. Back knee comes down once again. Interlace the hands on top of that knee stretch. Good. Use those hands to support. Shift back halfway. And then use that momentum to come back into your lunge. Back knee up, arms reach up, high lunge. Take that twist as you lunge deeper. And then open up, 2. Good. Reverse warrior. And extended side angle. Pause. Good. Reverse warrior. Inhale. And we make that transition. Exhale. Good. Down to the knees first. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Pause. Feel that difference. Feel that space. Good. From here, gently come down to your knees, crossing the ankles and sitting onto your hips. Extend your heels out in front of you. From here, just framing the legs once again with the hands. Find a gentle forward fold here, pulling the belly in and letting the shoulders relax. Allowing the heart rate to come down, allowing that energy to just settle. Good. Inhale, find a little halfway lift, and then bend your knees as you bring yourself onto your back. Pulling the knees into the chest, just pause. Good. From here, plant your feet so that the heels are underneath the knees. Bring your arms down by your sides. Bring the shoulder blades together onto the back so you feel some lifting through the heart. Pressing through the backs of the arms, through the palms. Start to shift your hips up. And then coming into bridge pose, squeeze the glutes as you bring the hips in line with the knees. Press through the back of your head. Be strong through the center of each heel. And then slowly, gently release hips to the mat. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, slowly lift the hips up. And release the hips. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Goalpost or cactus your arms. Take your feet wide as the mat. And just let your knees drop to the right. And then over to the left. Do that again. Over to the right. And over to the left. Good. Come back to your center. Pull both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knees. And then from here, take a full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Point your toes. And we settle into our Shavasana for just a moment here to find some stillness, to absorb all the work, and just reflect. Take a few moments to just breathe and notice the breath. Again, staying here for as long as you need, allowing yourself to just experience the stillness, experience the surrender. You can stay here, or point your toes, reach your arms above your head, take a full body stretch. And then pull your knees into your chest and just rock side to side, giving the low back a little bit of love, and taking your time. Making your way over onto one side and pressing yourself up to a seat, crossing the legs. And just sitting up tall. Allow the eyes to close, drawing the ears back over the shoulders, sitting up tall. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. And allow yourself to just relax into this space for another moment, sealing in our practice. Take this energy with you. Let it go with you the rest of your day, wherever you are. Touch your thumbs to your sternum, honoring ourselves always, first and foremost, for showing up. Bring your thumbs to your forehead, lift your gaze, draw an inhale in. And in gratitude, we just bow to this practice, to all things. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. We have one more part to this 3-part series, so we'll see you for the next one.